Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's session, I'm going to talk about Leave This Chanting. This is a poetry which is written by Rabindranath Tagore, and this poem is this is the first poetry from the second unit of English one of the DGBC syllabus. Yes, and Rabindranath Tagore, okay, was a greatest Indian poet. Okay, we would say he is a poetic genius who was given who is a Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. In the age of 17, Tagore was sent to England for formal schooling, but he didn't complete that. He didn't complete his studies there. In his mature years, and in addition to his many sided literary activities, he managed the family estates, a project which brought him in touch with humanity and increased his interest in social reforms. Even he also started an experimental school at Santiniketam, where he tried his Upanishadic ideals of education. Tagore was knighted by the ruling British government in the year 1915, but within few years, renounced the honor as protest against British policies in India. Tagore's involvement with the deepest values of life is yearnings to see things in the light of eternity is well depicted in the Gitanjali. So Gitanjali was awarded for Gitanjali. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1913. Gitanjali is a collection of poetry. Around 103 English poetries are there, largely translated by Tagore. He himself translated that. This poem, which is prescribed, right? Leave this chanting. This is one of the poetries from this collection. This poetry is extracted from this poetry collection, Gitanjali. This is 11th poem in this collection, right? Now, let's see the poetry. This is, very short poetry, very short poetry. In this poetry, it's a of course a religious poetry. In this, he is trying to bring out rationalistic ideas. Of course, he advises the devotees to spread their views and to have broad views. See, let's see the first stanza. Leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. Whom dost thou worship in this lonely dark corner of a temple, with doors all shut? Open thine eyes and see thy God is not before thee. Leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. Whom dost thou worship in this lonely dark corner of a temple, with the doors all shut? Open thine eyes and see thy God is not before thee. Through this line, what he is trying to convey? The poet who sees a devotee was sitting in the corner of a temple with all of his doors shut. He was inside the temple. There, he was singing in the praise of God. The poet didn't like that. He opposed it. He advised him. He asked him to leave this chanting. Why are you singing and chanting inside the room? Why did you close the room and for singing inside the room? He asked him to stop telling beads, stop telling the mantras. He asked him why he is sitting in the dark corner of the temple. Why are you sitting inside the dark corner of the temple? Why have you shut all the doors? He asked the devotee to open his eyes and look. Look, God is not before you. God is not there. He said, he tries to say that all these traditional ways of finding God are futile, useless. You cannot get him by this way. God does not reside in this temple. He goes on telling, God doesn't stay here. You cannot lock him inside the four wall. You cannot force him to reside inside four fences. You cannot lock him with your artificial lock. You can't make him. You can't arrest him. You cannot arrest him. You cannot captive him inside the four wall. He is not there. He doesn't stay here. So kindly leave the chanting. Leave the singing. Stop mantras. Come out from the room. Come out from the dark room. Nothing is here, he is telling. Now look at this second stanza. He is there where the tiller is tilling the hard ground, where the path maker is breaking stones. He is with them in sun and in shower and his garment is covered with dust. Put off thy holy mantle and even like him come down on the dusty soil. Let me read the stanza again. He's there where the tiller is tilling the hard ground, where the pathmaker is breaking stones. He is with them in sun and in shower, and his garment is covered with dust. Put off thy holy mantle, and even like him come down on the dusty soil. So in these lines, he says that the living place of God is not temples. You will find him among the simple and hardworking people. Hardworking people are there, right? You go and meet them. God is living with them. You will find him where tiller is tilling the ground. The hardworking people they are working very hardly on the sunny field. You could see your God with them. You will find him where the pathmaker is breaking stones. The path where the pathmaker is breaking stones, there you could find the God. He is always with these people, whether it's sun or shower, whether it's rainy or not rainy. He will be there. Again, the poet goes on telling that the clothes of God are covered with the dust, like these humble, hardworking men. Look at these hardworking people, how they are very humble, and they are covered with dust like these humble. They are covered with dust. So there you could see God. Again he asked the Again he asked the seeker of God to put off their holy mantle and like him come down. He asked the devotee, come down like these workers, come down like these hardworking people. Okay, you come down on the dusty earth to work hard with these men. You come down and work hard with these people. This is the only and substantial way to reach God. This is the only way where you can reach the God. Inside the temple, you can't find the God. God is not there. You come out from the dark room. You're simply wasting, because God, He is almighty. He is, powerful, right? You can't confine him inside four wall. You can't lock him inside the room. Your artificial lock will never control him. So come out from the room and leave your chanting. If you want to see the God, come and see these people. The hardworking people are there, right? You could see them. Along with them, God is staying. God is not staying inside the temple. So Tagore takes on a radical view on religious practices as opposed to accepted beliefs which have been followed through generations. Again, he approaches religion with a humanistic outlook, urging people to make it a selfless act rather than a selfish pursuit of salvation. Well, that's it about the poetry. Well, thanks for listening my lecture, and do subscribe the channel.